All right, let's talk about something that pretty much all of us deal with at some point, back pain. But what if I told you the real source wasn't some big dramatic injury? What if it's actually the small, everyday things we do without even thinking? Let's get into it.
Now this idea, it pretty much flips everything we think we know on its head. It's saying that the real key to understanding back pain isn't found in some big one-time accident. Nope, it's hidden in the quiet, repetitive stuff we do day in and day out. This is the big idea we're going to unpack right now.
So, okay, if our habits are the real bad guys here, which ones are we talking about? Well, we're about to break down 5 of the most common and honestly most innocent-looking things that are probably damaging your spine, slowly but surely.
And here we go. Habit number 1, just sitting for way too long. If you have a desk job, if you're a student, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It feels so passive, right? Maybe even a little restful. But for your spine, it is anything but.
See, here's the thing you've got to remember. Our spines were built to move. They thrive on movement. So when we sit for hours on end, we're basically fighting against their fundamental design. The pressure on your spinal discs just skyrockets, which leads to compression, stiffness, and eventually that nagging chronic pain that just doesn't seem to go away.
Let's move on to the next one. A habit that is, wow, it's practically universal these days. Bad phone posture. You know the look, right? Head down, neck all curved, completely lost in that little screen. It's so common we even have a name for it. Text neck.
So what's actually happening here mechanically? Well, that forward head position puts a massive extra load on your neck. We're talking about constantly stressing out the joints and muscles in your cervical spine. It's a direct line to neck pain and, you guessed it, a major trigger for those annoying, frequent headaches.
All right, habit number 3, bending from your back. Just think about how you pick up your groceries, or a box from the porch, or even just tying your shoe. For so many of us, the go-to move is to round the spine and use it like a flexible crane. This is, without a doubt, one of the riskiest things you can do on a daily basis.
Every time you bend, you're basically at a crossroads. You can take the harmful path, where your spine is the hinge and it takes all the strain. Or you can take the protective path, the hip hinge. This is where your hips do the work, your back stays nice and neutral, and your spine is completely protected. Learning this one move is an absolute game changer for your back.
Okay, on to habit number 4, and this one might surprise you. Having weak core muscles. We tend to think of a strong core as something for looks, right? Like getting a six-pack. But its main job is way more important. It's the built-in support system for your entire spine. So what happens when that support system is weak? Well, the spine is left totally vulnerable. The joints in your spine are then forced to absorb all this extra stress they were never, ever designed to handle. And here's the sneaky part. The pain doesn't just show up overnight. It builds slowly, gradually, as all that stress adds up over months and even years. And that brings us to our 5th and final habit. This one is less about how you move and more about how you think. It's the habit of ignoring those early pain signals. You know, that tendency to just push through the stiffness, to tell yourself, it's no big deal.
But here is the critical mind shift we all need to make. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is information. It's your body's amazing internal alert system, literally telling you, hey, there's a small problem here. Listening to that signal early on and making a little correction is what stops a small issue from snowballing into a huge, chronic problem.
Okay, we've spent a lot of time on the problems, but knowing what's wrong is only half the battle. So now, let's get to the good stuff, the solutions. Think of this as your personal, actionable playbook for taking back control of your spinal health. And what's great is that these fixes are so straightforward. Each one is a direct counter to a habit we just talked about. If you're sitting too much, get up and move every 30 minutes or so. Is your phone posture bad? Just lift the phone up to eye level. Bending wrong? Start practicing that hip hinge. Core feeling weak? Time to strengthen it. And if you feel that little twinge of pain, stop, listen, and respect what your body is telling you.
You know, when you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple, powerful truth. Your spine supports your entire life. It's the pillar that lets you do everything you love. Protecting it isn't some chore. It's a direct investment in your quality of life.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. A question for you. After hearing all this, what is the one small, totally manageable change you can actually commit to making today? Because real, lasting spinal health doesn't start with some huge, dramatic overhaul. It starts with just one better habit.